Today I am going to start a new topic. The name of the topic is executive. Before I start explaining the topic executive, I want to start with a little and basic concepts of the political science, that is what is constitution and how it is prepared, then what is the need of the constitution, and then some other things also. Just know what is constitution. As all of you have studied in the lower classes that constitution is a set of written rules and regulations which are prepared by the Constituent Assembly. The first thing is that what are the countries, or which are the countries which are having their own constitution. Let's know that only the democratic countries are there which are having its own constitution, and constitution is a set of written rules and regulations according to which the administration of the country is governed. Now, next see that constitution is prepared by the Constituent Assembly. Now, what is the meaning of constituent? Constituent word has come from the word constituent. The word has come from the constitute. Constituent word has come from the word constitute. Constitute means to make, and assembly means a group of people. It means a group of people which makes the constitution of any country is called the constitution. Now let's know what is the government. Government comes into existence according to the provisions mentioned in the Constitution. And for the existence of the government, the country holds its elections, and elections is for the legislative body. So, in most of the countries, the legislative body is there, and for the lower house of the legislative body, the election is held. Now we can go through in detail. The first thing is that what is constitution? Constitution is a political unit, or we can say political organization which governs the country according to the provisions mentioned in the Constitution. And in every country, the government is having 3 organs. And here I am going to explain with reference to India. Right? I told you 3 organs. One is executive, second is legislature, and third is judiciary. Now, let's first talk about the legislature. In India, legislature is having 2 houses. One is Rajya Sabha, and the other is Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha is called the upper house, and Lok Sabha is called the lower house, and Lok Sabha is also called the popular house. In our country, Lok Sabha is having 545 members members in which 2 members are nominated. In this way, 543 members are elected by the general election, by the voting of the people. 543 members are elected, and in this system we adopt the first past the post system, which you have studied in the previous chapter. First past the post system, right children? So you can see that here in our country the system is that the political party which gets the majority of the seats in the Lok Sabha, that political party will get the chance to make the government, and the leader of that political party will be invited by the President of India to make its government. So minimum seats what we require 272. It means the political party which should get the majority should get at least 272 seats in the Lok Sabha. So you can see that 272 MPs, which are the members of the legislature, that is Lok Sabha, that is they are the member of parliament. They are also called the MPs, यानी कि they are the member of the Lok Sabha also, and they are the members of the governing party also. It is not necessary that only 272 will be there, maybe more than 272. This is the minimum requirement for making government. If the political party is having more than 272 seats, still that political party will be able to prepare and make its government. And in this 272, only 15% of the MPs can be included in the cabinet, and the cabinet and the cabinet is having two types of minister. One is independent ministers, that is cabinet. In cabinet ministers, the minister which will be included in the cabinet, they are called the cabinet ministers, and only those ministers will be able to attend the meeting of the cabinet. यानी कि कैबिनेट मीटिंग में केवल वो मिनिस्टर्स ही अटेंड कर सकते हैं जो कि कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स में इंक्लूडेड, कैबिनेट यानी मिनिस्ट्री में इंक्लूडेड है. दो अदर MPs are also the member of the ruling party. They are the MPs, but they cannot attend the meeting of cabinet. ठीक है? Now we can see that executive, the cabinet ministers, that they are the form of the government, यानी कि they are the part of the government, that is called the government. And what they do, they implement the laws made by the legislature, and they make their own policy also, they make their own programs also, they make their own rules and regulations which will be implemented. So what is executive or council of ministers? Council of ministers is called the executive. What is executive? Executive is a group of persons which implement the rules and regulations and laws made by the legislature. Now what is executive? A group of persons which will implement the rules and laws made by the government, made by the legislature. Okay, is it clear? Now what is executive? Executive is a group of persons which implement the laws, rules and regulations made by the legislature. It also makes its own policies and programs also. So what is the main function of the executive? To implement the rules and regulation made by the legislature, यानी कि to implement the laws made by the legislature, and it also implements the policies made by itself. And here I want to tell you in short that and in later on topic and lectures we will be studying in detail that executive is also of two types. One is political executive and the second is political means temporary and the second is permanent. Political means temporary because political executive includes and it means the ministers or the group of ministers which have been included in the cabinet and in the ministry, and they have been given their own different portfolios. Means every minister is responsible and has been given the responsibilities for handling the work of a particular portfolio. But at the same time we are talking about permanent executive. They are the bureaucrats which have been appointed after a civil service examination, and they are not going to work only for 5 years, but the government is going to work for 5 years, and after the 5 years, after the completion of its term, it will again have to face the election, and then if it gets the majority, then the same government will come in the power. If it does not get the majority, then certainly the other political party or some other coalition government may come in the power, right? So here we are talking in short that there are two kinds of executive. One is political, that is not a permanent executive, it is going to work only for 5 years. The second is permanent, which are going to work permanent because they are the bureaucrats which have been appointed after facing the examination, and they are going to work. Government aati jati rehti, but the officials are there to work and they will follow what is the need. Need is there that the work is and the laws and policies are going to be implemented with the help of these officials, and these officials will also get the work done by the help of their subordinates, which we will be studying in detail. Here we can see that we have seen in short that what is legislature, what is executive. Now let's know what is judiciary. Judiciary is also an organization and it's also an organ of the government, which is an independent body. As we can see that the ministers which are the part of the government and the cabinet, they are the MPs of and they are the members of the legislature also. But judiciary is having its judges, and those judges are not part of the neither the legislature and nor the executive. And it has been independent body and the other word is used as autonomous body. The reason behind that is the Constituent Assembly members thought that the judiciary should work without the fear of any money power or muscle power. If there will be fear that if the judges are in the fear that if they are going to give any decision against any political leader or against any muscle power, then they are going to be hurt, then certainly they will not be able to give this. They will not be able to do the fair justice. For that purpose, it was decided by the Constituent Assembly makers that judiciary should be made independent body and it should be free from fear so that it could do its work in a fair manner. That's why it has been made independent. independent body. So we have seen that there is a check and balance between executive and legislature, because the political party, which is the second largest party and has got at least 10% of the seats in the Lok Sabha, then that political party is called the opposition political party. And all of you have studied in the lower classes that what is the role of the opposition. If we are going to talk about the, we can say that the role of the opposition political party, we can see that the first role is to have the check on the government. Means have the check on the government means whether the government is doing all the work for the welfare of the people and for the welfare of the country or not. Whether the government is fulfilling all its promises done with the people before the election or not. If the government is going to make any law which is going to affect a particular society, a particular section of the society, particular caste, particular religion, or particular like a businessman, particular or serviceman, or like workers, then certainly what they are doing, the opposition political party is going to ask the questions in the questionnaire from the government, and that minister which is going to present this kind of bill, they have to reply. So there is always a check and balance between the executive and the legislature, and it has been made so that no organ can become dictator. It cannot work just like a dictator. That's why it has been made in this way. So we can see that the Constituent Assembly makers were very far-sighted, which and whatever the provisions they had prepared, they were having very clear vision also, and they were having very appropriate and reason behind that. Why they are including this provision? What is the reason behind that? And that is the result that today also it has been implemented. It was implemented in 1950 and today we are living in 2020. Today also we are following the same constitution which was prepared in 1926, November 1949. It was prepared and accepted, and it was implemented in 1950. So children, that's all for this class, and in the next class we will study a lot of things. And here I am going to remind you what today we have studied. Today we came to know about what is the constitution, what is the government, and then what are the three organs of the government: executive, legislature and judiciary. And then what is the composition of the executive, and how the legislature is prepared and made, and then how the judiciary is working, right? And today that's all for today, children, and in the next class I will tell you something more. Thank you and have a nice day.